Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving some big updates on the used car market. And these updates I think are extremely important for what the rest of this year is going to do. Before we get into this video though, as always, if you're going to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. And then some of the information provided in today's video comes from Cox Automotive. Let's get into it. Well, it's time for some updates on the used car market. So the first big headline is that wholesale prices are still in decline within the used car market. And on top of that, the decline is bigger than what is typically seen at this time of the year. So from January to February so far, 0.9% decline in wholesale values. Now, once you adjust the year-over-year number with everything that's happening, it's a 13.8% decline. The unadjusted number is 11.7%. And so, yeah, with everything seasonally adjusted, we're seeing bigger declines in the wholesale market right now than what is typically expected. And this shows the general trend of used car prices going down substantially from the peak and substantially from the secondary peak that we saw within the used car market. Now, normally this can be explained at auction. I don't think that's the case, because if you look at the numbers, the current average difference in price relative to MMR averaged 99.8%, which means that cars are selling for about what they should be valued for at auction. And the sales conversion rate, 59.1%, is above the 55-ish% that you usually see at this time of the year. And so what that means is that cars are selling pretty well at auction, but again, values are going down. Now, if we look into the individual segments, this is where, you see a little bit more of the story. So again, the total average when adjusted, 13.8%. Luxury cars down 13.2%. Compact cars down 16.9%. Mid-size cars 15.9%. Pickup trucks 14.6%. SUVs and CUVs 13.5%. EVs down 16.1%. And non-EVs down 12.8%. So EVs are above the average, non-EVs are a little bit below the average. Something to note though, over the last month, non-EVs declined by 0.6%, whereas EVs are down by 0.3%. So even though EVs have a bigger year-over-year decline, that decline rate is starting to slow down, which makes sense. I mean, if you look at some of the electric vehicles in the market, in the used market, they are becoming or they are really cheap for what you typically see with that type of car, mileage wise and year wise. I mean, you can get Teslas that are just like a year or two old in the $30,000 range, $20,000 range, depending on the equipment and everything from what I've seen. And I mean, same thing with the EVs from Kia, Hyundai, Ford, all of that. I mean, you look at these cars in the used market and they're really inexpensive. And well, there's obviously the other side of that story where you have people that have lost a ton of money, but that's not what this video is about. So I want to go back into these segments and talk about why this is important. So luxury cars, 13.2%. Again, not as much as the average. That makes sense because luxury cars had their big declines last year. And so things have kind of more so stabilized in that market. And the luxury cars are kind of seeing the normal decline, a little bit above normal, but most normal. Compact cars. So I've dug a little bit deeper into compact cars, and what I'm seeing on the market is that the typical buyer for these compact cars, people that don't have the best credit, aren't really in the market because of interest rates and just simply price affordability. Even though these compact cars are, the most affordable cars in the market, they're not affordable enough for the people that are looking at buying them. And so that, and then also paired with, compact car inventory on the new side of things has built up enough that it's put price pressure on the used ones. And I think that's a really big thing. Mid-size cars, 15.9%. Similar story to compact cars. Pickup trucks, the biggest reason why we're seeing declines here is the new pickup trucks have such big discounts because they were just price gouging the heck out of customers with those on the new side of things, that now that the new ones have such big discounts, they're pushing down the prices on the pre-owned ones. SUVs and CUVs, 13.5%, a little bit below the average. And again, with this, it's a similar story. It's like a mix between the compact cars and the pickup trucks. So more inventory, there's some discounts on some of this product, and then a lot of the buyers are kicked out because of credit. And then, EVs, the decline's pretty straightforward. We had huge discounts on new EVs, and so this pushed down the used EVs, and there's still just a lot of settledness about the EV market. That's probably the worst word to use. But anyways, you guys get the point. People aren't really sure about the EV market. And so because people aren't sure about the EV market, dealers don't want to buy used EVs. Nobody wants used EVs. So the prices, keep going down. And then with non-EVs, again, like I said, the year over year is less than EVs, but the month over month is about the same amount. I think a big part of that is with the new cars. And so now I want to dive into what this means for the car market moving forward. Like, why is all of this happening? And first off, I think something that's very important to note is what is happening in the new car market. And I kind of, trickled that in a little bit. We're seeing inventory buildups, large inventory buildups with new cars. So we're seeing bigger discounts with new cars. And manufacturers are also releasing cemented rates with new cars. So, even though the new car market is not as affordable as it ought to be in a normal market, new cars are still about 4 to 5 weeks more expensive than they should be. The new car market is more appealing than what it was in the past. And so the more appealing the new car market becomes, the less appealing the used car market becomes. Again, with these used cars, consistently over the last few years selling for their original MSRPs or even a little bit above their original MSRPs, right? That doesn't make it that good of a deal for a person to be, wanting to just jump the gun and buy the car. And so, that is a big thing in terms of the downward pressure. And then again, the overall affordability, right? Interest rates aren't going down anytime soon. I mean, the Federal Reserve has pretty much just paused things. And so affordability is not really increasing from a payment perspective with these used cars. And so you have all this stuff kind of coming together to go against used cars. With that being said, we are going into the spring selling season with pretty low inventories with used cars, not with new cars. And so that could cause, some price stability throughout the rest of this year because there's just not enough used cars. Again, those 3-year-old trade-ins that we're normally getting right now, they don't exist because not enough new cars were produced 3 years ago. And so the marketplace is a little bit all over the place, as you can tell. And so moving forward, this is just kind of my prediction based off of the information that we have right now. I think that the used car market is going to continue to decline until that spring selling season hits. And I think we're going to see price stability. I would, not be super shocked if prices went up a little bit, but I would be shocked if they went up by more than a little bit. I think they're either going to go up by a little bit or just kind of flatline throughout that spring selling season. And then after that, depending on where new car production is, we could see bigger price declines. If new car production keeps ramping up, new cars keep getting less and less expensive, and these cemented rates keep getting better and better, then we could see a situation where these used car prices drop more because the new cars are just so appealing based on the discounts. And so the new car market really is dictating a lot of what the used car market is doing right now. Let me know what you guys think about this situation. I'll see you.